Right, we're talking kingfish today, New Zealand's iconic spearfishing species. New Zealand has the world record for kingfish. It was actually reset last year at 49.8 kilos, and that broke a record that had stood for 40 years before that at 47.7 kilos. And who better to talk kingfish than this guy here, Dwayne Herbert. Why is kingfish get spearfishermen so excited?
They're a very dominant fish. They're usually very big and they put up a good fight.
Okay, so first up, whereabouts in New Zealand can I find kingfish?
During the summer months, kingfish are pretty much all over the North Island, and they do get them down in the top of the South Island as well. But during the winter months, they seem to go deeper or head out wide.
All right, so if I'm out in the water, what sort of depth am I targeting them at?
Generally around the 15 to 20 metre mark is a good place to start. You know, if you're not up to that depth, you know, find a bit of structure in 10 metres, 12 metres, and just swim along in that sort of depth range. And generally where there's a bit of tide and fish, you're going to find them. And you don't have to dive deep to shoot them. They can be mid-water fish and come up to have a look at you. You know, like a good technique is to dive down to mid-water, 7-8 metres, then just sit there in amongst all the bait fish. And they're very inquisitive. They will come in and have a look and check you out. Look at a chart or look at an area that you want to dive, and you're going to look for the pressure point where the tide's going to hit somewhere with a bit of structure underwater. You know, there might be a little bit of a drop or a big rock that's going to hold littler fish, you know, like the little demoiselles and the little mackerel, and the kingfish are going to be hanging around them for a feed.
They're coming into the buffet, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, good. Like you said before, they're really powerful fish, so you want to get a good shot on them, don't you?
Yeah, if you've got a kingfish in front of you, you want to aim for the lateral line or just above the petrel fin.
Okay, so that's the fin on the side or the line,
Yep.
down through the middle,
Yep.
up in
behind the gill plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they're down under you?
You want to shoot just behind the head and just make sure you're close. You know, there's no point in taking a 50-50 shot on a kingfish, because one, it'll take your gear into the rocks, bend your shaft, you probably lose your gun, and it'll get off and then swim away and die somewhere else.
And like you said, they do get big, but you have to take them big, don't you? What's the minimum size?
Yeah, the minimum size in New Zealand is 75 centimetres from the head to the V of the tail.
Yeah, cool. So it's often really hard to gauge size underwater, but basically saying if you're not sure, just don't pull the trigger.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right there.
And I think another probably good point is that you often see a lot of smaller kingfish around, so don't panic on the first ones that you see.
Leave the small ones and shoot the bigger ones. It's that easy, you know. Obviously, if you want to get into it and you're rearing to shoot a kingfish, you know, you're going to get a bit excited and try and shoot one straight away. But you've got to remember, kingfish are very inquisitive fish, and they will come in and check you out. And if they stay their distance, just give them a bit of time, maybe a bit of burley in mid-water, you know, and just dive down into mid-water and let them come into you. Don't chase kingfish, because they won't come in if you're going to chase them.
I don't like that.
No.
Kingfish are such a powerful fish, you just want a good setup to go and hunt them with, don't you?
Yeah, you want a gun 115 centimetres to 125 centimetres with a single rubber, good 20 metre, 25, maybe 30 metre float line, and a good float on the back.